The Golden State facing fierce backlash over millions, potentially billions of taxpayer dollars being wasted on radical far-left initiatives.
This includes nearly $50 million to hand out free solar panels and appliances to illegal immigrants.
It doesn't end there. City Journal also exposing $24 million to teach Native Americans how to light fires using traditional elderberry sticks. I guess nobody ever heard of matches or lighters.
All right, for more, let's bring in the man who brought this to light. That pun was intended. Manhattan Institute senior fellow Chris Rufo. Chris, it all sounds nutty, government waste to me. Is it as nutty as it sounds?
Yeah, it's as nutty as it sounds, Brian. And in fact, it's even worse. The state is collecting billions of dollars as part of its cap and trade program that it says is being used to fight climate change. But we really dug into it. And not only is the state sending out contractors and NGOs and various left-wing organizations to give free solar panels to illegal aliens, but a lot of these schemes are in fact slush funds. They reek of corruption and self-dealing. For that particular program, we found that one single individual was connected with every level of the contracting. And so you have this idea where California is collecting money, saying it's a good cause, but really just handing out cash to its cronies and then wasting billions of dollars collectively on solar scams and other fake climate change programs.
Well, if I was a member of a Native American community or nation, I'd be mad that money was going to illegal migrants. But this Native American program also includes owl counting on top of cultural burns. Why do Native Americans need help learning these traditional tribal practices from Gavin Newsom's government?
Well, it's a perfect question. In fact, humans have known how to light a fire for many thousands of years. But what this really is very simple. The Native Americans are a huge, powerful political constituency in the state, and they're trying to get kickbacks from the state government. And when we actually looked through all of these contracts, we were astonished. It was funding to overhaul a Native American summer camp, funding to provide forest-themed food ingredients to local restaurants, funding to do drum circles and cultural burns and other traditional knowledge. There was even funding to help Native Americans maintain their relationship with their plant and animal ancestors. It sounds preposterous, but in the state of California, the preposterous is all too real.
And government funded, apparently. All right, I want to move on to this. Governor Newsom finally stepping in. He's endorsing Karen Bass's re-election bid. Spencer Pratt reacting earlier today.
It's not shocking because they're alleged criminal partners. Not only did they work together in their negligence in burning down 7,000 houses and 12 people alive, but they're both complicit in laundering $24 billion to actually increase homelessness. Newsom and Karen Bass make up stats. Those are not real numbers. Anybody with eyeballs in the state of California or Los Angeles knows that there has not been a reduction in one homeless person. Actually, there's been an increase of naked drug addict zombies in front of every kid's playground, every kid's school, every coffee shop. So that is, of course, because they both should be in jail together.
Is this Newsom protecting Bass because Bass helps protect Newsom, Chris?
Yeah, I think if we've learned anything about California Democrats is that the state is riddled with corruption, but it's a circular system where they all protect one another. They want to keep that cash flowing. Look, I'll put my cards on the table. I love Spencer Pratt. I love what he's doing. I love his social media strategy. But the question will be, is Spencer Pratt's charisma and social media insurgency enough to unseat the Democratic machine, the union machine, and really the communist machine behind Karen Bass? I hope that it is, but only time will tell.
Well, I encourage everybody to watch Doug Ellen's video. Doug Ellen created Entourage, and he is fired up and mad, and he's voting for Spencer Pratt because he's tired of being, having his home broken into and his neighbor's homes broken into and then lied to his face. Chris, you're reporting on the free tablets to inmates. I call it porno in prisons, spurring a congressional investigation, and I just can't get enough of this story in its grotesqueness and absurdity.
Yeah, it is grotesque, it's absurd, and the story is basically this. Gavin Newsom spent $189 million to give free iPads to every state prisoner. We interviewed more than a dozen death row inmates, whistleblowers from the prison system who told us that prisoners are using them to watch pornography, have X-rated video chats, and in at least one case to actually criminally groom and allegedly manipulate a minor on the outside. What are we doing? It has to stop. It's an absolute disaster, and it's Gavin Newsom's fault.
Hey, so we talked about the solar panels for illegal migrants, and we got the tablets for prisoners, okay? And these are millions of dollars, some of it's billions of dollars. We hear a lot about clawing the money back. Chris, do you feel like, outside of Medicaid and Medicare, I mean, that's one part of it, but are we getting this money back? Like, are the claws getting deep enough in that we're actually ripping the money back and making a real difference?
Yeah, it's a good question. Look, when the money is out, the money is out. I don't think that a lot of these programs can be clawed back. But what I think is even more important is to cut off the flow of funds moving forward, because the central government, the federal government, gives hundreds of billions of dollars to California every year. We've got to choke off that flow of funds, claw back the money where we can. And I'm going to be watching that number. Is the actual number of Medi-Cal dollars declining year over year, or is it continuing to go up? California wants to stuff the machine full of cash. I really hope that J.D. Vance's anti-fraud committee can put a stop to it moving forward.
Chris Rufo, thank you so much. I hope they can get to the bottom of it. But don't touch my $166,000 to count and observe spotted owl nests. That's untouchable.
I'll reserve that for you, Dagan.
Yeah.
They're very hard to count.
Yeah.
And by the way, us, the federal taxpayer, funds one third of California's annual budget. One whole third comes from the rest of America.
Gosh.
Thanks, Chris.